Welcome back to the Charles Owen Experience.
Yes,
RuneScape.
Oh yeah. Wow, what a beautiful intro sound.
Did you like it? Every time the slap.
I like it. I'm starting to get raw on my. What's that called?
You look good, man.
Thanks.
Guys, remember,
I've
like,
been tanning.
subscribe, YouTube, Spotify, do all that. If you're listening on Spotify right now, I've just sworn. Go to the top right-hand corner, rate the podcast 5 stars. Get it now. Let's get to 700, and then we can all be multi-millionaires. Yeah.
That's a good plan. Fair play.
And YouTube, make sure you subscribe. That's it.
Yeah, great. That's it, really.
What's going on, boss? I missed you because I haven't seen you too often. We used to see each other almost every day because we'd be doing jits.
But then you got that disgusting infection on your leg from some whore at the gym.
Ringworm.
Yeah. Where did you get that, do you think?
I don't know. You know, I've actually had it for 3 weeks.
What the fuck?
Maybe 2 weeks. Because I now that you mentioned it a couple of weeks ago, I think you mentioned it last week. I was like, oh, it is ringworm. Because I thought it was eczema because I get bad eczema.
So, how many people have you been in contact with?
Was this a COVID exam? I have no idea.
It is, but worse.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm just happy I've not been infected.
It's not infectious, mate.
Thank God.
Not. Look at it.
Yeah, it's not
It's
infectious.
almost gone now. It's not infectious.
Nah, it's cool. It's cool.
Would you train would you train with me tomorrow? No.
Probably not. I'd have to Google it a bit. And see. In fact, I'd ask Marchin.
Saturday? Would you train with me on Saturday?
Well, it just depends, because 2 days ago, it was Tuesday, and I wouldn't have trained with you then. Today is Thursday.
Wouldn't train with me now, would you?
Yeah, and probably Saturday. Whew.
Let's see. I'll ask Joe, and if he wants me to train, I'll train. I'll just be taped all up and covered up and whatever. Anyway.
Yeah, spats and that, cover it up, get Marchin's approval. Everyone's happy.
Yeah.
All the listeners are happy. Thank God they witnessed that conversation.
We could have had that in private, to be fair.
Nah, but people want to know.
People want
to know your medical issues.
What's up, brother? All good? How's the week been? You've been training? What you been working on?
Really enjoying
50-50?
training. Yeah, doing some fitty again. I got quite bored of it at one stage, but now I'm coming back to it just because, especially on the slippery mats, it's very good to play 50-50 where you can go pretty hard without needing the grip so much.
What are you working on for 50-50 at the minute? What are you enjoying? What are you trying to hunt?
Heel hooks, Char.
All right.
Yeah, just looking at it. It's just a general spending a lot of time on 50-50 at the moment.
Don't give away too much, boss.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you don't want... People might be listening and then they'll come to Rogers and they'll know what I'm trying to work on them.
Shout out Los Banditos. That gym is going to open up on Saturday and Monday. It's Joe Lennon's gym. It's going to be in this building, just up from Ladbroke Grove.
Wow. So, yeah, Ladbroke Grove. Kensal Green Station's not too far. Kensal Rise, not too far. Ladbroke Grove Station. Even Westbourne Park, I want to say.
Westbourne Park's a bit far. You get a line back, it'll be 5 minutes on a line
Latimer Road.
Yeah.
You know, all these places.
Be an excellent no-gi destination to train during the day.
Even the Wizard of Ozbek, Christian, will be there.
Unbelievable.
Oh, that would be insane. Imagine him just gracing those mats.
He's back now.
It's been so good to have him back.
So good to see him.
Well, that was a good podcast.
Right, should we get into it?
Yeah, let's go.
And ask everyone what they... Let me start again. And just reveal the details of what everyone wants to know. Should we say it?
Yeah, we shall.
Go ahead.
All right, yeah, we're going to do CJI because of, obviously, the money.
Yeah.
Yeah, $1 million is very motivating to anyone who's not a billionaire.
Yeah, obviously, if you're a billionaire, you'd be like, Adam.
Yeah. But to me, that is a very motivating sum. Like, I don't know if I'd let someone twist to me for 10K, but for 10,001, I'd let them twist anything.
That's just your arm, yeah. You can get the hair transplant you always wanted.
Nah, but for $1 million, honestly, yeah, like a knee replacement in the UK in private hospitals, like 16K on average.
Yeah, you'd be fine.
So, yeah, $1 million would
easily
leave you
cover
quite
that.
a lot of more money for psychological support, etc. You know, all the extra crutches they make you buy and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you'd be fine.
Yeah.
And you're doing what weight division?
Under 81 kilos.
We'll get that, no problem.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Yeah, we'll do a little water cut. I'll just look like a crackhead. Maybe I'll lose some hair.
Well, there we go, guys. Ono Flanagan is going to do CJI under 80 kilos. That was a lot of questions.
Answered in one.
Answer the one.
Yeah, and to be fair, the last 2 podcasts, though they seemed like an advert for CJI, it was obviously just attention grabbing, and I hadn't received any offer yet. So they weren't actually just a promo for this, as I didn't know.
No. Well, we were just talking about it.
Yeah, it was discussed, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
Right, go on, mate. You've got the blower.
Right. All right. Oh, fuck, Thoughts on Valentina training without water? What's that about? Valentina, the MMA fighter?
Yeah, I guess so.
If it works for her, by all means. I think it's a silly thing to do.
What, for a round?
It depends. Yeah. How long are you training without water? I don't know. How long's the training?
Ramadan.
Yeah,
the whole
Ramadan.
time.
You'll be fine. Ideally, we all know what's optimal. If you want to train to the best of your ability, you got to drink some water.
Okay, we all know that.
We
all know that.
Yeah.
Having
water.
What about the mental toughness?
Yeah, really.
Yeah. How will you ever own
a Ferrari?
Yeah.
Mental stability.
If you drink water.
If you want to perform better, you should be hydrated with electrolytes. If your training is over, 90 minutes, it's going to make sense to have some carbohydrates in between as an intra-workout, 30 to 90 grams. With an electrolyte, that is also going to help hydrate you significantly faster. So that's how you want to do it if your training's over 90 minutes, So we all know that training with being adequately hydrated is significantly better. Right, all right.
Good question.
This geezer sent me a big message, and now he's asked it here in a shorter message. How to become more shredded like Eoghan with a body like Charles?
Guys,
well,
stop it. That's just
that's
disgusting.
Genetics is number one. So it's very hard to look like Eoghan Flanagan if you don't have the genes for it. What fucking
full name, eh?
Yeah. You got to cut your calories down. If you cut your calories down,
Souza.
you could also get super shredded. So that's basically it. Just go on a calorie deficit. Go on a slight calorie deficit for a period of time, let's say 8 to 12 weeks, and just see how shredded you can get by keeping the protein high and lifting weights.
Is there like a multiplier effect as well in that the more muscle and shredded you are, the more you burn to maintain, and as such, it's easier to stay lean?
Yes.
Right. There
Correct.
you go. There you have it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And some people will naturally look much more shredded at like different percentages of body fat. I think Owen's naturally just a lower body fat percentage. You've probably been shredded your whole life.
I'm actually around like 15, 14.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some people people do look way more shredded at different body fat percentages. So I would say if you want to get shredded, then you need to cut your calories down. Just not significantly, just cut them down a little bit and keep chipping away with that for 8 to 12 weeks and see how much body fat you can lose, keeping the protein high, making sure that you're lifting weights, and you better believe that you'll lose some body fat. And keep doing that till you get to the ideal body fat range that you want to get to. And you might get there and be like, I hate this.
It's not optimal, is it, to be shredded?
No. I think anything below like 10% is like not optimal, so to speak.
It's not optimal to be shredded, but obviously it's not optimal to be fat either.
No.
It's a fine line between being energized.
But some people just look fucking shredded, and it's like, well, you just shredded, mate.
It's all visceral fat.
You don't
deep
have
in the heart.
Yeah, you're fucking clogged with visceral fat.
Arteries, I really love pork as well, and that really gets to my heart.
Do you like pork?
Actually, it's all right, yeah.
I don't like pork that much.
Really? Respect, man.
I like bacon. But yeah, like a roast pork.
Do you like carbonara?
Yeah, I love bacon.
Do you like sausages?
Yeah. Actually, there we go. Yeah, I don't mind pork.
Whoa. Do you like a sticky pork
toffee
ribs?
pudding? Yeah. Yeah, I do like that, actually.
Yeah, well,
I do
love pork. You're going to hell.
Right, all right.
Anyway.
Cycle off creatine for competition. No, you don't need to cycle off creatine ever. It's going to make very little difference to your weight. When you start creatine in the initial onset, you'll gain some water weight, but your body will adapt to that over time and become better at utilizing it in the body, so you won't have as much water retention. So if you just stay on it forever, you'll never need to cycle off, and it'll make very little difference to your weight when cutting weight. Check out Geordie Sullivan, who's the geezer, the fight dietitian we had on our podcast. He has a whole podcast about creatine. If you go to the Fight Dietitian podcast on Spotify, and you can listen to it, and he'll explain very clearly that it makes no difference to someone who's cutting weight.
It's just simple physics. And
there you go.
man,
Take away. Find a question.
Wow.
It is really. You don't need to. Your body adapts to it. It's a great supplement. It has multiple benefits. Not only strength. I'll put these mics up a little bit.
Here we go. Best instructional for retard beginners. Well.
Pins, escaping pins by Gordon Ryan.
Yeah, actually, that's probably a good idea. Yeah, probably that, isn't it?
It has to be that because that's the spazziest part. Oh, fuck, get me out. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're just good at escaping pins without getting subs, that's pretty good. All right, what's the most underrated body part jiu-jitsu guys seem to lack as far as strength goes?
It's got to be the foreskin, doesn't it?
Yeah, I guess then when people knee cut, you can sort of drag them back.
With the foreskin?
With the lasso of the foreskin.
Right. Next question.
Shout out to our female listener.
Female listeners won't understand that. Obviously, you don't have a foreskin, but
trust me,
if you did,
night
you'd know
and day.
that the foreskin is the.
What's going on
key
with my
detail.
socks? Shut your fucking mouth, kid.
What was the actual question? The body part.
Yeah, what's the most underrated body part jiu-jitsu guys seem to lack as far as strength goes?
It's an all-encompassing approach, Chief.
Hamstrings, come on, just say it.
Do you think it's hamstrings?
Yeah.
Yeah, hamstring flexibility of stopping people inverting and stuff.
Yeah.
Thoracic mobility.
Oh. Yeah, everyone gets a ribbon.
Why do you think it's the hamstrings, boss?
Just it's not a very sexy thing to train, and most people aren't very good at using their legs as much as their arms, so they won't really get the general, just the like consistent use of it that will. Bro, is he starting a fucking boat? What is going on? Fuck off. And it stinks, lad. It fucking stinks. Fuck, you know. All right,
he's gone now.
Best steroids for jiu-jitsu. I've heard Anavar and Deca.
Yeah,
Fucking
it's
hell.
probably going to be Test,
That was a
Anavar,
diesel.
some growth hormone.
Right. Tips passing bendy weave fuckers that love to invert who to watch. Watch Dorian Olivares. I think he does a really good job of it. You want to take the blower? You like that?
Blower.
Yeah. Fuck. That actually is very poisonous.
Do you read any books, Owen?
No.
You're not into reading?
No, I like reading. If I read, I'll read fiction, and then I end up spending a lot of time reading it, and it's a waste of time.
Because you don't like it. Or you get sick of it.
No, isn't it? I feel like I'm wasting my time.
Oh, okay.
It's just like, what are you doing? You're reading a book that's pretty realistic, and you're like a grown adult of age that you can just do things if you want to.
Yeah, like non-fiction?
Well, not so much. No, it's just boring. But if it's non-fiction, then I'm like, well, I may as well watch jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, you like a bit of jiu-jitsu, don't you?
Yeah.
Fair
And I'm
enough.
not going to read a jiu-jitsu book.
What are you talking about? Sao Paulo's, what's his book?
I'm not talking about that.
The jiu-jitsu book.
I've never heard of a jiu-jitsu book in my life that isn't just a catalogue of techniques.
Yeah, there's the Sao Paulo one. What's it called?
There's also the Hicks and Gracie one. Choke. I think
That's
it's called Choke or something. It's called Breathe or something like that.
Right, it's called Choke, actually.
Is it called Choke?
Choke.
That's the documentary.
Right.
Pretty sure it's called Breathe. But anyway, yeah, I'm not reading a book.
All right, then.
Yeah. Do you read? You pretend to read. It's it's charming, isn't it?
It's charming.
Seeing the books in the corner. Oh, all right, mate.
I've read all those, but I
Cobwebs.
learn more from YouTube. I read every night. I read 10 to 15 pages every night before I go to bed. I like non-fiction. Reading a book called Deep Work at the moment by Cal Newport.
Deep work.
Yeah, it's about... You could just look it up, Deep Work. It's a good book. Right, that working into
Man.
your hair.
Is this part of deep work now?
No.
Are you practicing?
It's not deep work because we're getting distracted. We're not. Wow, we could actually.
We are working.
In some podcasts, we get into a deep discussion. Could be classified as deep work.
The rating a podcast is very difficult. It's not all about the individual facts that are offered.
Yeah. Right, best leg exercises to improve explosiveness, deep tier pliers.
I knew you'd say that.
It's got to be deep tier pliers.
Arsehole.
Right, all right. Thoughts on semen retention pre-comp? What was that guy that asked one like 20 podcasts ago?
Oh yeah, need to know
ASAP.
Need to know ASAP.
Yeah.
Probably best to retain, bro.
You think so?
Yeah. Is it not?
What do you do, Chief?
I don't know, but then maybe if you're not on the day, you might be more limber.
These are all very strength and conditioning questions.
That's cool, man.
We need to get you to put up a question box on your one next time.
Yeah, next time.
Best way to deal with R-guard. What is R-guard?
R-guard's Della Riva, but you can't say it anymore.
Because he's a pedophile.
Yes, pedophile. Shout out the RuneScape guy. Shout out.
Well, we'll go with what's the best way to deal with R-guard?
So, well, it's quite a broad topic. I feel like leg drags are a very good way to go about it. Threaten the leg drag, threaten a knee cut, threaten stuff in the leg. Also, just disconnect with a bit of leg pummeling and disconnect your legs, crossing your legs over and escaping. You can try to strip grips and hip switch. You can try and go like to a float pass position and pummel. Yeah. That's it really. That's all I'd say, unless I'm missing some obvious ones. Trying to think what people do well. You're trying to smash the knees together. If you can clear the wrist grip, you can step across to a cross hamstring position to be favoured to an R guard, I would argue. You can also do that holding the tricep thing. Yeah. Lots there, mate.
How to keep my ties in wrestling when my opponent is stalling / don't want to engage. You got to keep tying them over and over again, right?
Yeah, it's not just ties as well. You got to fake the legs. Push, pull, snap, fake the legs. Those are 4 things that you can do that don't really involve tying. I mean, a snap is kind of a tie, but it's not like... It doesn't have to be for a consistent amount of time, but a push could just be a push. A pull could just be like they make a grip and you just pull it. And a fake is obviously you don't need to touch them. And a snap could just be clubbing the head or grabbing the head for a sec where you don't really have control, but you can snap them in one direction.
You want a multitude of avenues to get them thinking in different ways, right?
Yeah, you need to cook them in basically, with different level attacks. So, and in different directions as well. So some people kind of stall, they move back, then they push in, clear grips and move back again. Some people will just consistently move back. Some people will be like really tense at the start, like no backwards movement, and then suddenly they'll like explode and push themselves away. So there's different timing that people stall in, and you got to adjust how you play for different people. Yeah. So e.g. someone that's just constantly moving back, I mean, you have to think that maybe at some point they're going to jump into your legs and try a double leg, but generally you can walk them down and just like switch between harassing the head and legs until you get front headlock and cheap foot sweeps or underhooks and that kind of stuff. People that are like stalling and then they suddenly push back into you in like predictable ways. You can duck under, you can try to like slide by, all this kind of stuff. And then people who are initially pressing in, I guess that's not really stalling if you're initially pressing in, but if they keep trying to like grab you really hard, and then as you start to move, they sort of run away, then you got to just give them grips and start to play fakes and stuff, even though they have the grips, and then use their grips. And that's
a cooking recipe. There you go.
That's a cooking recipe. Shout out. Who's that British woman with the...
Nigella.
Nah, the other one. The older one.
Susan Boyle.
The older one. Even older.
The Queen?
Nah, she's very old. Mary Mabel or something like that?
Yeah, Nigella Thornton.
No, mate. It's
Jamie Oliver.
It's the one that does
It's Jamie Oliver.
Yeah, it is actually.
We'll come back to you. Best plyo movements to include if you have limited time in the gym.
We done that.
DT. Well, do the whole thing. Just fucking do light tier, ping tier, medium tier, deep tier. One round. It'll take you 5 to 10 minutes to get through. You want to tier them.
What is the importance of doing them all in a row?
Say again.
What is the importance of doing them all in a row?
The light tier will, what's the word I'm looking for? Potentiate the next phase. because it's warming you up, getting you ready. Like you're warm.
Is that mentally warm or actually
physically and mentally warm? Because you're getting a bit of elasticity through
Both.
the feet,
Okay,
and then by the time you've got a little bit of elasticity, you're like, wow, I'm feeling pretty good. Max effort, because you don't want to be too tired before you go for ping tier for max effort work, and because you've already done the light tier, you've got a good understanding of a bit of proprioception ready. That's the nerves and everything's all fired up. Bang, then you go ping tier, and then after you've done your max effort work, you can go to medium tier, which is going to be the 80% work, and then you can go to your deep tier, which is more about relaxing and getting to deep yielding positions and then jumping back out of them.
If you spread it over a session, like light tier, then 10 minutes later, ping,
That's
10 minutes
fine.
later.
You just don't want to be too tired before you go before you do the ping
so
tier.
just
So
prioritize the ping.
I was talking to Matt McInnes-Watson, and he was saying there could be good value for doing deep tier at the end of a workout. It could actually be a really good finisher, 2 or 3 rounds of deep tier work, especially for jits fellas, where you're getting your legs really nice and tired, really nice and burny.
I can see that.
So I think we'll probably start doing that before CJI. Start warming up the legs.
Nice.
Yeah.
Warm up
So-
the legs, guys.
Getting those legs used to being in deep waters with deep tier movements at the end of a workout. Yeah, you could do that. It's like a little leg circuit. So yeah, the deep tier work is fucking brilliant. If you don't know how to structure it, buy my program and I'll show you exactly how to structure it. Or go to Plus Pliers. Look at it there. Right. Advice for new jiu-jitsu joiner, like muscles, nutrition, mind, body. I knew you'd love that one. Come on. What's your answer?
Why are we answering him?
Advice to new jiu-jitsu joiners, like muscles, nutrition, mind, body. Answer.
Mind and body. All right. Muscles. So
Get
isn't
stronger.
muscles and body the same thing?
Mind and body.
All right. Is mind and body with an ampersand between it?
Well, he said comma, mind, body.
Okay,
Spirituality.
is it got a hyphen, mind, body?
You know what's interesting? When as jiu-jitsu is getting more popular now, I feel like we're moving away from the Brazilian style of it's a martial art. It's now, I think it's now being seen more of just like it's a sport that you should enjoy, as opposed to like a martial art and like traditional all that kind of shit.
Basically, everyone knows that if it comes to fighting, jiu-jitsu is not the one, it's MMA. Obviously, so just go and do MMA.
Yeah.
Yeah, so at this point, I mean, it's...
Do you know what I mean?
If you got a scale between tennis and MMA, it's closer to MMA.
Fuck, what have I done?
But it ain't MMA, basically.
Jiu-jitsu.
So yeah, all right.
It's somewhat helpful.
I mean, I feel like the premise of the question is that saying things like, because just saying like, how should you have your mind and your body, but saying mind body together makes me think that you think it's like
A spiritual journey.
like
Like yoga.
When any exercise of any form could be considered a spiritual journey, in that it's going to be fucking terrible and you have to somehow
I knew you'd have a good answer for this.
pull yourself through. But yeah, anyway, so honestly, mate, I would just try to show up consistently. And that is, when you start and you're losing, that is already a win. Show up consistently and do all the moves. And then if you actually enjoy it, then continue increasing the amount you involve jiu-jitsu in your life. But if you go really hard too fast, you'll get disheartened.
You just get...
Or you'll just get injured like to fuck really fast. And then you'll just be like, I'm just taking like... Right, I injured one guy once. It was his fault. Right, let's be real. He injured himself trying to lift me from an uchimata, and he injured his knee. And he was a cab driver. And
this geezer, he's gonna find you and kill you one day.
if he can run after me, fair enough.
his
But
knee-
yeah,
his knee.
his knee is finished.
cool.
And I mean, I came and visited him after at the house, and I was like, damn, you did not do the rehab, did you? He was just sat in the
Just a
chair.
fat guy.
Can you
Yeah.
bring me that, bro?
He ruined his life.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Maybe not.
Don't let that be you, basically.
I knew you'd have a good question.
Don't be the mind-body guy with a busted ACL and no job.
I knew you'd answer that well. Right, how many warm-up sets should I do prior to working sets? Right, the purpose of a you could just do one warm-up set. Let's say you're doing, for deadlifts or a squat, you probably want to do a couple more, depending on how heavy you lift. 1 or 2, perhaps 3 if you lift really heavy stuff, and then you should just crack on straight into it.
Crack on, mate.
That's what I think. I've had a lot of questions this week on my online program. RPE, how heavy should I look to go to start with? Look, as I've been training for many years now, I'm training you fellas, it's come to my attention that you should really just train the best that you can in the weight room on the day as you feel it. That's what I think. On the days that you feel good, it's quite hard to be like, I'm going to periodize a program and, we're going to lift this. This day we're going to do 9 RPE. This day we're going to do that. I think just each time you go in, you can definitely try and lift heavier than you did last time, but just go for you're just trying to create as much stress as possible each session and basically just work as hard as you can with reasonably good technique on each exercise, and you'll be good. I really think think it's just as simple as that.
An average of 7 to 8 RPE, 7 to 9.
7 to 9, I would say.
On average.
Yeah, but like your working sets realistically are going to be like 8 to 9.5 most of the time.
Yeah.
Probably not like if you go. Here's the problem. Like if you go too hard too soon on like set 2 and you've got 4 sets to do, you'll be like, well, I'm just not getting the rest of the sets just aren't coming up.
Yeah.
So then you need to accept defeat and just go a little bit lighter, and then you still be working hard, but you get good quality reps in, and you get more volume because you hit the desired reps. Or if you're doing hypertrophy cluster sets like we do, 8 sets of something, if you start too hard and you've only got 90-second rest in between, you're just going to fuck yourself. So you need to be sensible. You could do, all right, let's say it's a 100-kilo deadlift. You do 100 kilos for 4 sets, and then you try 110 kilos for 4 sets. Or you may even get to 120.
What do you think about that? When you do like, e.g., a bench press and it doesn't move, you put like a bar and then the bar is locked in. You just push the bar as hard as you can.
Oh, the isometric bench press?
Yeah, what do you think about that?
I think it's pretty low stimulus, to be fair.
Do you think you can go really hard safely and never get injured, or is it kind of
you're not going to get injured for sure, but it's like how hard can you push at your maximum effort for? Your max effort is probably going to be like 5 seconds, maybe 10 seconds max, then it's going to quickly drop. Versus if you can actually get some better reps in, because what's happening, you're going to have more mechanical tension from doing an actual bench press. You're going to get eccentric loading and you're going to get concentric loading too, versus just an isometric hold. People are like, oh, isometrics, this and that. They're helpful, but you can still do an isometric hold with getting an eccentric load and concentric load, because you could just do a pause at the bottom of the movement. People really don't know what they're talking about, rave so much about isometrics. They can be helpful, but you want to, overall, for most jiu-jitsu fellas, we just want to get strong, and just by doing reps, through full range of motion with an eccentric and a concentric, you'll be absolutely, and maybe adding some pauses or some tempo in there, that's fine. You would add like when we do squats sometimes, we do like 5 seconds down. All you're doing is just underloading the actual squat. But let's say we're doing like 90 kilos and I want you to do it with 5 seconds down. That's going to be significantly harder than just doing it usually with 90 kilos.
So with that, would you say like because obviously as it's moving up and down, but as it's right at the bottom, there'll be no movement or weight shifting. It's just going to be dead still. So if you do the motion, that e.g., and you have it locked in and it's just at your chest height and you just hold it right there and push as hard as you can, do you think that would have value for, e.g., like kind of like doing a pause deadlift sort of thing, or like a pause one, but just working from specifically that range?
Yeah, I just don't think it's stimulating enough, to be fair, boss.
Fair.
I mean, because you're going to hold at maximum for 5 to 10 seconds, when I would rather you get, again, like I said, eccentric, like for doing a normal bench press, you're going to get some kind of eccentric loading, and we could do a 2-second pause, and then you're going to get, that's far more stimulating for you, and it's going to use more motor units in the muscle to drive up more strength adaptations.
Yeah, I can imagine my wrist would hurt before my chest on that as well.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's just not stimulating enough. So when I see people doing that and they're like, yeah, this is really good, shut up, mate. Check out, honestly, just shut up. Check out Will Rattel or Ratelli. He puts out fucking good videos. He's an American fella on YouTube. Check him out.
Yep.
Right.
Well said.
You'll like this question, mate.
I always love questions from the audience.
How to get good with the Choi bar from half guard? Fuck, this question's obviously for you, particularly when struggling to finish once a leg spin over.
I think you have to control the hand better rather than the wrist, maybe, and try to keep your partner's shoulder close to the floor. So once their shoulder starts to lift, then they can like rotate much quicker by doing a spin. But if they're flat on the floor, it's very hard for them to rotate, and then you get more time to bend their hand over your thigh, for example.
Right.
That's it basically. I mean, it's hard to tell how he's doing it, isn't it? It's like a fix my deadlift question, but
Yeah,
I haven't seen your deadlift.
I haven't seen your Choi bar, boss. I
And
don't know how you
also,
do it.
just understand that there are other options that a Choi bar will give rise to. But if it's come to the point that you're getting the arm and then still struggling to finish, I would recommend watching Gordon Ryan's latest armbar finishing instructional. That's probably what I would do. And then
Is it
report
good?
back.
Is it new? Is this the Kimura one?
No,
I
just
wanna
the
get
armbar one.
I wanna
The one
watch
that
it
he advertised with the Proper 12 whiskey.
Did he do one? He did an advertisement with Proper 12, did he?
No, as in he got a bottle of Proper 12 out after he armbarred Patrick Gaudio.
Oh, he did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mystic Mac, that thing.
Yeah, Carly Mystic Mac. Go on, you got another question?
Where does O'Flan?
Wow.
I guess that's short for O'Flanagan.
I guess there's a character limit.
You guys mates. Where does O'Flan see the sport going in the next 5 years? Is there any age cap for athletes?
Wow. In 5 years? Let's think 5 years ago. What happened
You're
5
going to be
years ago?
32, boss. You're going to be my age.
Yeah.
I'm 5 years older than you.
Yeah.
Piece
Well, I
of
reckon it'll just continue to grow pretty linearly. It's not exploding, is it?
I would
suggested.
definitely say it's exploded in the last 5 years for sure. From 2019.
I feel like the
to
initial
now.
explosion has happened,
Yeah.
and now we're in another linear phase of growth.
I think Craig Jones is definitely making it more popular again.
Like MMA hasn't. It's always a trickle down from MMA.
Yeah. More
Yeah.
popular MMA gets, the more people try it and they realize they're shit at MMA and they go, but I could probably get away with this jiu-jitsu stuff.
Yeah.
And I jiu-jitsu.
So probably a lot of the Dagestani guys willing with wrestling has sort of directed people to jiu-jitsu, but that's probably more with the youth. So I'm actually in 5 years' time in England, I reckon it will be a very nice scene.
UK will be popping, mate.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because people are like
People get good, bro.
people getting good quickly, and they're catching up and that, and a lot of people take it very seriously from a young age now. And yeah,
Stefan could be a world champ.
yeah, Stefan, exactly. There you go, the youth. So yeah, we'll see. But in terms of for me,
What about you,
I
boss?
have no idea. I'm going to continue trying to grow the club and teach seminars.
Get the instructionals going, boss.
Yeah, get the instructionals going.
Get some good runs in competition. Keep them up.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine you're still competing at the top level, boss.
Yeah, what at 32? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'll just change.
You might do a
Yeah.
cycle at 30.
Injuries allowing, and ideally not doing any cycles.
Yeah, ideally. you
But
might,
yeah, 1 milli though.
you might have to at 30 years old.
Yeah,
Maybe.
30 might have to, but I don't think you ever have to at that point.
Well, to
Yeah.
continue doing the sport.
Yeah,
to
if
the-
you want
to
to
the
make
level
more
you want
money
to,
and not
yeah.
just fade away, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't have to juice though. I think 30 is a bit young to juice, given that I'm eating very healthily and all that, sleeping 8 to 10.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just tough in a sport that where, like, especially now in all these big competition where everyone else is juicing, and that is, I'm not saying everyone's juicing, where a lot of people are juicing.
Yeah.
Not everyone, obviously, but it creates a more sparse playing field, I think. Hard to say
Yeah.
though, because you've been in a lot of juices too.
Yeah, it's just, yeah. I guess as the
It
sport
depends.
grows, there will be more people who are both good and juicing, and that will be a problem. But I find like most of the better guys are, I mean, all right, all the good guys, all the like best guys are juicing, but I
Yeah.
feel like there's a lot of non-juicy guys who are very technical and very good and make it work. Ritolos, Musumeci,
Yeah.
Taza, Couch. I don't know who
Couch.
else isn't juicing.
Tackets.
Tackett's, Roberto Jimenez,
Tackets good, bro.
Tackett's, there you go.
Yeah, fair play.
Shashinsky.
Shasinski, yeah. Santeri.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't feel like there's a need
True.
at all, really.
I think
and
that
I just can't be asked, and also I won't have my excuse when I lose.
Tips for progressing up to a full Nordic curl. Well, you just need to have some bands. Get some bands, mate. So tie a band around your armpits.
Bands.
Do it with a band, and then just slowly go down. Keep doing that 3 times a week, and then once that gets really good, you can hold a weight plate and do some eccentric, heavy loaded Nordic curls. And then eventually, if you do it 3 times a week, you'll eventually get better at it, and then you'll be able to do it.
Do you think, what's the ideal body type for a Nordic curl?
Probably short legs.
Really short legs and really short body.
Just a short fella, yeah.
Yeah.
Although I trained this teenager who's my height, super long limbs. He just seems really gangly, and he can do them, no problem. I'm like, what
Weird.
the fuck? Yeah,
His upper body must
18.
be nothing.
Yeah, it's pretty thin. It's pretty thin. He's just gangly, mate. He weighs probably like 70 kgs.
Bones, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fair enough, though, still. That's pretty impressive.
Fair play. All right, let's keep going. How are you for time? Oh, bloody hell, we got 10 minutes.
Maybe less than that, mate.
You're cutting us short, boss.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah. 36 minutes. If you haven't finished your shit, you know.
Oh, who wins? Mikey Souza.
Oh, yeah, that's a tough one. I'm going to...
Souza beat him last time.
Yeah, Souza beat him last time with the washing machine running around.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, let's see if Mikey's made some adjustments. I feel as though he will have made some adjustments. I'm going to give it a decision to Mikey.
Decision?
Yeah. I'm actually really shit at betting jiu-jitsu, unless it's like Gordon or Marigali. I'm pretty bad at betting on jiu-jitsu matches, I've realised. But yeah, anyway, that's my short assessment.
Pathetic, man.
I think that Musumeci will come with a different strategy, but Gabriel Souza will also have made tweaks, and he's going to be more physical. And I'm pretty sure it's like a 10 or 15 minute match. Hard for short guys to get on each other's legs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it really.
There we go. All right, cool. What to focus on with inside heel hooks whilst they're doing running man escape?
Having some form of control over the second leg, whether it be with your foot or your hand.
That's it.
Short and sweet, mate.
Exercises to build, recover a strong lower back after tearing it in BJJ. Oh, no.
You tore your lower back.
Oh.
I'm
It
sorry
depends
to
how
hear
bad
that.
it is right now, mate. I would say let it settle. Let it, don't get aggravated too much. And then when you're coming back, make sure you have a strong core. Make sure you can bend your spine. So side bending. Make sure you can go forward and backwards. Some toes to bar, some abdominal movements. And make sure you can do some rotation, whether that's a cable rotation or some dumbbells rotation. And then,
strong asshole.
Get a strong fucking asshole. Get good at squatting. Get good at deadlifting. Don't ignore RDLs and all that kind of stuff. Because don't do that, man. Because you need to train that. Because that's what's going to get really strong. And then when you feel really fucking strong, you'll be fine.
Yeah. Tell him. All right.
Thoughts on New Zealand BJJ, boss?
Well, I hear there's a great club out there that Jonas Leonard Grace is opening. Now, they've got a good coach, haven't they? He's moved out to the States, but other than that, I don't know much about New Zealand Jiu-Jitsu.
ADCC 80 kg, 88 kg division breakdown. Thoughts on trials winners?
Oh, okay. So who do we have? We have Jacob Couch. We have, Tackett. We have
Taylor Pearman.
Ooh.
Santeri.
Who else?
Declan Moody. Oh, he's 88. He's 99.
Yeah.
Isaac Michelle.
Cool. And then there's one more 88 guy. 2 more 88 guys. And there's the Brazilian ones as well.
Negremont.
Yeah. I mean, other than Negremont, the other guy.
Right, don't know.
Right, anyway, matches I would like to see. Yeah, I actually want to see Taylor against everyone, kind of.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, it's very good to watch. He's got very nice tickers, hasn't he? Yeah, Taylor.
Beautiful to watch.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
I'd like to see. So out of those, I'd quite like to see Isaac Michelle and Jacob Couch again. Quite like to see, Taylor and Giancarlo would be good. Who's the other one that we mentioned?
Santeri.
Yeah, Santeri and yeah, but they've probably trained together before quite a lot. So
Santeri and Negremont. That'd be fun wrestling.
that would be a good actually. Yeah,
wrestling.
Santeri and Negromonte, they have actually pretty similar wrestling. So yeah, that would be a good one to see. Like a little first round one where they're both evenly. I had a hiccup there where they're both evenly matched.
You okay?
I hope you guys. I hope that's okay. I had a hiccup.
I don't mind. It's all good.
All right. Well, I'll just carry on speaking then.
Don't let me stop you.
Okay. Yeah, Charles. I guess Charles and Taylor haven't really trained together as well, so that would be interesting to see. Charles trying to pass Taylor's guard, I imagine. Don't know if Taylor's doing much wrestling, is he? No. So yeah, he's probably going to be pulling guard and playing from bottom. And Taylor's got a pretty good guard, if I say so myself. Yes, very hard to pass. So yeah, and great legs for a big
He's got
fella.
a great set of legs on
Yeah,
him, doesn't he?
great set of pins on him. Fuck
God.
me.
Yeah, beautiful.
I'd like to see Charles and Isaac Michel as well for the wrestling.
Oh, that'd be a nice match.
Yeah, just think Charles is
a
wrestling
dog,
is,
isn't
and just his general fundamentals are so good that he stands a chance against anyone because of that. Because it's like when it comes to it, when push comes to shove and you're in a dogfight, you can rely on Charles to come off at least neutral.
He's fucking good, man.
Yeah. So yeah, that would be entertaining. I mean, there's so many people that I'm forgetting.
Jacob Couch, we
Yeah.
said that.
We said Jacob
Tackett. Mate, the
Yeah.
Tacketts.
Tacketts
Oh,
are
they're in
gone now,
CJI.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
in CJI, yeah.
I think Andy Varela. No, is it Andy Varela?
Yeah.
He's
He'll be good.
replacing Andrew, but I don't know who is replacing William Tackett.
Who did you face? William Tackett.
Yeah, he's doing the over 80, I think.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. He's doing over 80 CJI because
I think
Andrew
so.
would do
Yeah,
under 80
I didn't
CJI.
actually. I haven't confirmed that, but I think so. Yeah,
Right.
probably both doing one division would be a better shout. But anyway, they might have to face each other in that scenario.
Right. Should we finish there, boss?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, great. We had a really good time, Char. You and I, my instructionals, your online program.
God, we're doing so
We
well
had
together, aren't we?
Such a good time today. What else? My Patreon. Yeah, going steady.
What are you showing on
Right, yeah, it's mostly techniques at the moment. I'm thinking about doing a match breakdown, but I sometimes feel like those are a bit shit. Like you're just saying things that are
Blatantly
obvious. Yeah.
Yeah, but obvious to you, and they're not obvious to other people. And people want to hear your opinion.
Yeah.
And it's not other professional athletes listening to your breakdown. Some may, but it's normal people, and they're like,
It
fuck.
seems like a bit cheap though. I just get on my phone, I watch a match, and I just talk over it. It's a bit
Yeah,
like-
but it's trust me, mate. We need to do that. We've been talking about that. We haven't done it.
yeah.
Yeah, we need to do that.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, I'll do a couple of those on Patreon or
we said
right
it,
here.
We
right
said it
now.
a couple
I've got 4 minutes.
of weeks ago on the podcast. We had a good idea for it, didn't we? You could do one for YouTube. The tricky thing for YouTube, may as well just do it for Patreon. The tricky thing for YouTube is it just gets defunded or copyrighted straight away.
Patreon will be all right. I'm sure people
Patreon's
have done
fine.
it before.
Behind the paywall,
Put some
mate. Something that's
diagrams,
taken out.
all of that. Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Is that okay? Because it's behind a paywall.
Yeah.
Maybe I just upload full matches on Patreon.
Mate, it's behind the paywall. Fuck
Subscribe
off.
to my Patreon. It's just cheaper than Flow Grappling, and trust me,
It's good.
yeah, I'll upload any match you want.
No, because YouTube, it's they shut down straight away. Some of the reels I put up, they don't even show. It's just copyright.
Damn.
Copyright. Flow grappling.
Yeah, actually, probably if you record on Flow Grappling, is that Flow Grappling? No, it's UFC Fight Pass. It doesn't work.
Yeah, that straight away doesn't work.
Yeah.
Flow grappling too.
One time it did work though on UFC Fight Pass. I think my phone was bugging, but it was working.
Oh no! If you open in the browser, yeah, you can record that. Yeah.
Damn.
Whoa! I do that all the time.
Now we know pirating tips. Shout out Billy.
Guys, remember like, subscribe, YouTube, Spotify, do all that. See you later. Have a great day.
Woo! Perfect.